It is time for Sarah's Wiki Corner. Hello, Sarah.
Hello.
Hello. What are we learning about today in your Wiki Corner?
Well, our Throwback Thursday today,
Yeah.
and our throwback year is 1969.
True.
And that year, the Boeing 747
Oh.
took to the skies for the very first time and changed air travel forever.
The big plane.
Yes.
Big plane.
So the 747 was conceived while air travel was increasing in the 1960s, the era of commercial jet transportation led by the enormous popularity of the Boeing 707 had revolutionized long-distance travel. In this growing jet age, the president of Pan Am Airways, one of Boeing's most important customers, asked for a new jetliner that was 2.5 times the size of the 707 to reduce its seat cost by 30% and give them the capability to offer mass air travel on international routes.
Jeez, imagine that. That's a tall order.
That is a tall. Yeah, we want something that's 2.5 times bigger. Can you do it?
And it's got to fly.
Yeah. And they also thought that airport congestion could be addressed by a larger aircraft.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
So in April of 1966, Pan Am ordered 25 Boeing 747s for $525 million, which is around $4 billion today. The problem was that Boeing didn't have a plant large enough to assemble the giant airliner, so they chose to build a new one. The company considered locations in around 50 different cities and eventually decided to build a new plant some 30 miles north of Seattle on a site adjoining a military base near Everett, Washington.
That's a good place.
The plant is the largest building in the world by volume at over 472 million cubic feet, which covers just over 98 acres.
It's a lot.
So it's
big.
Massive, which makes sense. You got to, if you're building those size aircrafts.
You've got to be able,
Right.
You got to be able to turn them around inside.
Engineers faced, that's right, enormous challenges from designing powerful new engines to solving structural and aerodynamic problems that came with the plane's unprecedented size.
Right.
So the very first flight occurred on February 9th of 1969, followed by an extensive test program. Boeing took a test aircraft to the 28th Paris Air Show in mid-1969, where it was displayed to the public for the very first time. Finally, in December of 1969, the 747 received its FAA airworthiness certificate, clearing it for introduction into service.
Imagine seeing that for the first time, though, because it is just such a monstrous
Massive.
plane compared to everything else at that time.
Yeah. On January 15th, 1970, First Lady Pat Nixon christened Pan Am's first 747 at Dulles International Airport. But instead of champagne, red, white, and blue water was sprayed on the aircraft.
Oh, just okay.
Safer, I guess.
Yeah.
The 747 entered service on January 22nd, 1970 on Pan Am's New York to London route.
Right, yeah.
What set the 747 apart visually was its distinctive raised upper deck, or the hump.
The hump.
The feature was originally included so the nose could open for cargo loading, as Boeing expected supersonic jets to eventually replace passenger airlines. This eventually made the 747 especially valuable as a freighter later in its life. Following its debut, the 747 rapidly achieved iconic status. The 747 was the first airplane called a jumbo jet as the first wide-body airliner, and it was nicknamed Queen of the Skies.
Oh, so that's very regal.
Nice. It is very regal.
I like that.
Throughout the 1970s and 80s, the 747 transformed global travel. Its large capacity lowered ticket prices, making international flights accessible to more people. Airlines around the world adopted the aircraft, and it became a symbol of globalization, tourism, and the jet age. Over time, Boeing introduced several upgraded versions, which offered improved range, efficiency, and technology. The 747's passenger capacity has varied widely. The original Boeing 747 could carry 366 passengers with a maximum of 550 passengers.
Yeah.
That's
a lot.
That's a lot of people.
A lot of people on a plane.
The airline Qantas, they hold the honor of the longest regularly scheduled 747 nonstop from Dallas-Fort Worth to Sydney, Australia, measuring 8,900 nautical miles.
Wow.
Like that is I wonder how long that flight
I don't know.
would be.
You got to fill up with gas before you leave.
Yeah,
You can't half tank that.
It's a long time to sit in a plane.
Oh my gosh! You imagine?
The Boeing 47 also took on unique roles beyond commercial aviation. Modified versions have served as Air Force One for U.S. presidents, while others were used for space shuttle transport, scientific research, and military operations. Appearing in over 300 film productions, the 747 is one of the most widely depicted civilian aircraft, and it's considered by many as one of the most iconic in film history.
Yeah, you know it as soon as you see it.
Yeah. The final 747 was delivered to Atlas Air in January of 2023 after a 54-year production run with more than 1,500 aircraft built.
That's really something.
That really is.
That really is an accomplishment. Yeah. Wow. All right. And now they have a bigger one, right?
I think there is a bigger one, right?
Monster. Yeah. Oof. All right. You picked out a record to go along with the Boeing 747, did you, Sarah?
I did. We're going to play Leaving on a Jet Plane by Peter, Paul, and Mary.
We'll do it. Sarah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
There it is. All right. 747.
Now, you have been on a 747, right?
I have. I've been numerous times, back and forth.
I have never been on one. They're only used for overseas travel?
I don't think they're only used for overseas travel, but I think a lot of it is. I would imagine it's used. If it's not used overseas, it would be New York to L.A.
Yeah, long distance.
Only. Yeah. Because they're just so big.
Right.
And so much fuel.
Right.
But yeah, that's when we used to cross back and forth every time you take a 747. And then one time I got to sit up top, which was first class in the upper, which is because you had to be over a certain age to be in first class.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, they allowed me to go up there. And then they took me into the cockpit of the 747.
They must have known.
Cool.
They must have been able to tell that you were well behaved.
I was well behaved and trustworthy. You could let me in the cockpit. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll never forget that. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild.
I'm trying to find out how long that Dallas to Sydney flight.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine everybody's got to get up and walk around in that.
17 hours.
Oh,
wow.
Gosh,
making it one of the world's longest routes. Good Lord.
17 hours. My gosh.
I mean, that's just wild. That's wild.
How many meals would you get served on that plane? Because back in the day, you would get
right?
meals.
I know, right?
Now you
breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That's 17 hours. That's
yeah.
a long time.
You'd have to be able to sleep.
You'd have to
on your seat.
take some sleeping pills or something, to knock yourself out.
Yeah, 17. You wake up, and who knows how you'd be like a week later when you arrived, because you're different times, a different hemisphere.
Totally.
Jeez. That would mess you up.
Yeah, I feel like it would be so much better to break that up. If
that
you're going
trip
to
up,
fly from Dallas to Sydney.
Fly to Europe. And then,
take a day or something.
Take a day.
I don't know.
Jeez, take a beat. Imagine being the pilot on those flights, though.
Yeah.
I wonder how they could do that, because pilots they can only fly a certain number of hours before they have to take. They must have to have two
I was going to say they
crews.
must have two, right. And they switch off.
Switch off, yeah. Yeah. Interesting. And that's the longest, you said the longest continuous
the longest
route?
regularly scheduled, 747 nonstop.
Are they still flying it? Well, they must be, but are they
I
still
think
flying
so.
with the 747?
I don't know.
Man.
Yeah.
Man. Well, there is something to see. They're the only aircraft I can, identify immediately just by seeing it.
Yeah.
All right.
Very distinct.
Here we go.
When I'll be back again, oh babe, I hate to go.
Legends 1027, Peter, Paul, and Mary leaving on a jet plane. Sarah, do remind us, why did we just play that record?
Because we were talking about the Boeing 747, which first took flight in 1969, and that's our Throwback Thursday year.
It is. Let's recap 3 things we must take away from today's Wiki Corner. Are you ready?
Ready.
Ready, go.
All right, the Boeing 747 was the first to be called a jumbo jet.
Boeing built the largest building in the world by volume to produce the 747s.
And appearing in over 300 films, it is one of the most widely depicted civilian aircraft.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. 747s. And they are still in, even though they manufactured the last one just a few years ago, they are still in service.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. Folks who want to learn more about Boeing 747, Sarah, where do they go? What do they do?
You can go to my Wiki blog. If you go to legends1027.com on the homepage, there's a link that takes you to my blog where I post everything I talk about every day.
And every day we stream this at 410 on Facebook, as well as here on the radio. We use pictures on Facebook, too, not just the audio. And you can catch the archives up at YouTube. Go to YouTube, search out Sarah's Wiki Corner channel. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't post new material. And that's about it.
That's it.
That's about it. Back tomorrow, fresh episodes as we
Absolutely.
wrap up the week with a new Wiki Corner. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Got traffic and weather on the way, plus a reminder, Drive at 5 Double Play, looking for your artist suggestions on that text line at 222-4000. If we choose your artist for the Double Play today, you'll win a gift card to Leo's Bakery, Deli, and Cafe in East Rochester. Good luck. All right.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody.
Thank you. Best wishes.
Stay warm.
Stay warm. And
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Bundle up. All those things.
Bundle up. I'm just going to echo everything you say.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.